Hello and welcome everyone. Today I am doing my Debbie Harry inspired video, which will include first this little makeup tutorial and then kind of like a hair inspired. It's going to be pretty laid back because she doesn't do too much to her hair, but just a way to kind of get her vibe, and then I'll do a mini lookbook at the end. So make sure to stick around for that. For today's look, I'm going to try to do a makeup look that I've seen Debbie wear a lot. It seems like she either does this super smoky, dark kind of an eyeshadow look, or she doesn't wear makeup at all most often. Of course, she does some other kinds of looks. I have some pictures here where she even has some really pretty purple eyeshadow on. So of course there's going to be a couple different ways you could go with the Debbie Harry inspired makeup look, but I think I'm going to go with the smoky look today, just because it's something that I've seen her use a lot, and I feel like I've been doing a lot of really colorful looks lately, so this will be kind of fun to go back to just like the blacks and grayscale that I do, or I have done a lot in the past, I feel like. So if you are not aware of who Debbie Harry is and you just clicked on the video for the fun of it, Debbie is the singer and co-founder of Blondie, and before she started in the music industry she actually worked as a Playboy bunny, which I think is a fun fact. Debbie is definitely one of my biggest inspirations. I have not read her book yet, but she did just pretty recently come out with a book. It is called Face It, and I remember seeing it in the airport before we couldn't travel anymore, so kind of wishing I would have snagged it then. I guess I could get it online. It'll have to be the next thing that I read. Okay, and you can do whatever face makeup you're gonna do, but I'm just going to put on the concealer like I did, and then a little bit of blush. And like 70s, 80s blush really focused it more as a contour, I feel like. So not so much high up on the cheekbones where I would normally put it. I'm gonna try to like carve out my cheekbone a little bit using the blush. Behind me, you may have noticed my new base. I'm so stoked. I just got it this week. Or I guess last week now because it's Monday. But still, less than a week ago. I'm just gonna keep building that up more towards like the bottom, kind of fanning it out as it goes up so that more of the color is concentrated like in the more sunken part of your cheekbone, if you know what I'm saying. I love the Glossier Cloud Paint, but I'm always so afraid when I'm squeezing the tube because if you're not careful, that will just shoot out of there like no tomorrow. It keeps you on your toes for sure. I'm sorry if you hear like loud noises once in a while. They're doing road construction literally right across from my house, and that is how I woke up this morning, from a jackhammer literally pounding into the road. I thought it was Andrew like doing something in the bathroom, and I was like, geez, that's really loud. I forgot that we had the windows open and I didn't know that this was going to be going on. But if you hear anything, that's what it is. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. I might add just a little bit more over here. Now we're moving on to the eyes. I'll put up a photo again of what we're kind of going for. So it looks like a very dramatic white and dark contrast. First I'm just going to take a light shade and kind of use that as a base. And now I don't have any grays or anything, so I'm going to kind of use cool tone browns. And first I'm going to take this shade. Oh, and this is the palette I'm using, by the way. It's so bright, wow. So I'm just going to take that kind of light brown, and I'm just kind of making this kind of a motion. Up and out. Okay, that'll be a nice transition. I think I'm going to put that along my lower lash line as well. And I'm not worried about getting too close to the lash line because I'm going to go in with a darker one as well. So this is going to be more of that kind of a transition. So it can kind of go out a little bit further than you normally would. Okay, now I'm going to find a much smaller brush than that, because I'm going to go in with a black eyeshadow since I don't have any like kind of more of an in-between gray. I'm gonna have to do like a lot of blending and back and forth and kind of mix my shadows to get that same effect. So I'm just using a black eyeshadow. Here's the brush. Comparison to the last brush that I used. And I'm going to go in with a super light hand. I'm going to focus it on like the inner part, and then we'll work on getting it as big as she had it out. And it looks like she brought the eyeshadow down onto the outside of her lid a little bit. And keep your eyes open and go just above a little bit where your natural crease is. That way, even if you have hooded eyes, you'll still see it when your eyes are open. And now I'm slowly just kind of like blending out the edges. And she does bring it in, and like I said before, with kind of like keeping your eyes open and making the eyeshadow go a little bit above your natural crease, you're doing the same thing, and that'll make your eyes look bigger as well. So I'm not going to go too far into the inner corner, but that's about right, seems like, for what she normally does. I'm going to blend it all out before I get another layer of the black eyeshadow on. I feel like it's easier to work with when you do that. It doesn't get quite so out of hand. So I just patted some more black eyeshadow on, and now before I go in, I blend it out. I'm kind of rubbing off any excess eyeshadow on the brush, just so that I'm not putting more black eyeshadow where I'm trying to have it be a more gray area. So that's about one eye. Now I'm going to blend out this edge. I'm going to get a different brush. I think that one that we were using before for the light brown. I'm going to make sure that it's clean though, because we're going to try to not have it get any darker than it is. Looks good to me. And now I'm just going to blend out the edge a little bit. Okay, so that's about what we're going for with that. I think I'm going to put some black eyeshadow now along my lower lash line. So I'm just taking this kind of a, not super flat, but more flat than this side brush. And I'm going to make sure that that gets pretty close to the lash line. And I'm going to stop about where my pupil is when I'm looking straight forward, and making sure that that connects with the top black eyeshadow, and then blend, but don't blend too far out. And there's one eye pretty much. I can't tell if she's wearing any eyeliner. It doesn't really look like it. I feel like by this time any kind of like cat eye wasn't super in fashion anymore for makeup, since it had just been a really big thing in the 60s. I'm not seeing that too much. If she did do any eyeliner, it looks like she kept it pretty small and along her lash line, and maybe she just flicked it out a tiny little bit. But I don't really see that too much. It does look like in this photo she's wearing some kind of eyeliner. I'm just using this shimmery white from Maybelline. Got it forever ago. And I'm going to pat it on the inner corner of my lid. And then kind of bring it out to meet that black eyeshadow that we put down. And it seems like she let the black eyeshadow go out longer into the inner corner along the crease line. So I'm gonna kind of focus the white more along the bottom part of my and middle part of my lid. Now I'm gonna blend that out a little bit just with that brush that I was using for the black. Well, actually, it looks like she might have had like a thin line and brought it down into the inner corner, now that I'm looking at these more. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take black eyeshadow and do that on this thin brush that I use for eyeliner sometimes. It's just kind of faster, and I feel like it'll go along better with this smoky look. So I'm just bringing that from the inner corner down, and then I'm going to do a tiny little flick here just to match the shape of the eyeshadow that we did. So the one eye is pretty much done now. I just have to add some mascara, and I will do that right after I finish this one. Alright, so I have both of the eyes done besides mascara, so I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to put some on the top and bottom. It doesn't look like she really wore falsies, at least not on like stage or anything. So maybe for a photo shoot once in a while, but it doesn't look like she did, at least very often. She may be filled in her eyebrows some. They're pretty bold, but also her natural hair color is brown, so maybe she just had really thick eyebrows, but they were nice and groomed, so I'm at least going to brush mine out. I'm going to use my Boy Brow from Glossier. So there's the brows. She also usually wore some kind of like a lipstick, usually like a shimmery or a shiny kind of a lipstick was popular in the 70s. Hey Andrew.
Howdy.
And the 80s. And I'm just going to use this lip liner from NYX. It's called Cherry Skies. Alright, now this is pretty matte, so it's not very Debbie, but I'm going to put on a gloss over top, and if you wanted to like make a matte shimmery, you could put a little bit of a shimmery white eyeshadow on top, or any color really, and kind of make your own lipstick shade, and then put a little lip gloss on top too. So I'm just gonna put a little bit on my finger because I don't want to get my wand all red. Alright, and now we just have to do her hair, which I obviously don't have a haircut like hers, and my layers have all really grown out now. But just to kind of get that Debbie vibe, that kind of, I just woke up like this, I'm just gonna kind of hairspray it out a little bit, kind of scrunch a little bit because her hair wasn't like perfectly straight or anything. If you also really wanted to get her look, you could do like a side part. Yeah, she definitely wore it with like a lot of volume on the side, so I might even tease it a little bit at the roots on the sides and then spray. And it's okay if it's a little bit ratty and messy because that's like punk and that's kind of 80s, just rock and roll in general, so that kind of gives you like the tussled, like rolled out of bed kind of a look that she had. Just hairspray and like scrunching it. So I hope that this makeup look was fun. I hope that you enjoyed it. Now we'll just jump on into the lookbook portion. that this video was fun for you. Let me know down below whose look you would like to see me try and recreate next. I hope that you all are having a fantastic day whatever you're doing. Sending you lots of love, and I'll catch you in the next one.